Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the Sun conjunct Jupiter in a natal chart. Now, first off, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects of the natal chart. The videos were a little bit concise, and some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is, well, the Sun conjunct Jupiter natal chart could manifest in having an intense focus, which is the Sun, on expanding horizons, which is Jupiter. And the thing about this is, if Jupiter is in Aquarius, say, those horizons may be expanded, so to speak, or those things you do in order to broaden your horizons can include astronomy, computers, electronics, meteorology, aviation, astrology, innovation, as some examples. And also, too, this aspect can be about having really, prodigious energy, because Jupiter can enlarge things. The Sun, is about energy, vitality. If you have Jupiter making a conjunction to the Sun, it can expand, that energy. But it's still, it's good to be, wary of that, because sometimes too much energy could be too much of a good thing and can lead to overexertion in some cases. But so it's important to be careful as far as that goes. But anyway, this aspect can also shine the light, so to speak, on, it could be some sports or athletic ability. And say if Jupiter is in Gemini, as an example, it could be like those quick reaction sports like badminton or handball or racquetball, as some examples. If Jupiter is in Libra, it could be something that involves a sport that involves balance, such as tennis, or gymnastics, as some examples. Now, another thing too is that this aspect in the chart, the ego, which is the Sun, may be strongly connected with one's higher education, what was learned through higher education, if applicable, through one's college studies, learning you do, after high school, in terms of where you, as far as your schooling. And say if Jupiter is in Aries, as an example, those higher education, the courses or what you may learn may be connected with the military, or welding, or carpentry, speech pathology, you know, um, physical therapy. It could be something, just whatever. It could be Aries related, even it could be something just general in sports. Um, Jupiter is in Taurus. It could be something associated with geology, or stockbroker. Things. Maybe something just with finance, banking in general, agriculture, gardening, cultivation, as some other examples. Now, another thing about this aspect is that the in-laws and foreigners, may figure more prominently in your life than most people, on average. And if you have, say your Jupiter in the zodiac sign Cancer, there may be in-laws and foreigners. Some cases may actually be Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be people that are very nurturing, caring, sympathetic, dedicated, devoted, tenacious, introverted, and protective, as some examples. Now, another thing too is that this aspect can also indicate you're putting a lot of attention, on what you have that exuberance for. And say if Jupiter is in Virgo, those things you have that exuberance for can be connected with analytics, statistics, health and fitness, things that involve compiling data, maybe just simply organizing, cleaning, sanitizing, as some other examples. And also too, this aspect may give greater propensity for weight gain, as this can enlarge issues with the physical body. And if the Jupiter is in Gemini, say, it may be just variety, manifold foods, that may do this. The thing is also too, in some instances, this may enlarge issues. Because Jupiter again can be about enlargement. I spoke about this in previous videos and I'll say it again. Now, Jupiter can be very strongly benign and benevolent, but could also have, a tendency to enlarge and expand. It can enlarge the waistline in this case, and also to enlarge physical related issues. With the heart, the spine, the upper back, and the left or right eye, depending on gender, because those things are connected anatomically with the sun. And it may also expand physical related issues that are associated with the sun sign. Let's say if your sun is in Pisces, there may be greater propensity, might enlarge physical related issues with the feet, the toes, the pineal gland, the lymphatic or immune system. If the sun is in Sagittarius, it may enlarge issues, with the thighs, the hips, the sciatic nerve, things of, the liver. And another thing too, having this aspect natal chart, you may be, your basic, fundamental character, which is the sun, may be more, optimistic, positive, jocular, jovial, philosophical, even blunt, reckless, more so than, otherwise indicated in the chart. So even if you have, your sun in a more conservative sign, such as Taurus or the zodiac sign Cancer, you may be somebody that might be a little bit more risk-taking, reckless than, otherwise indicated in your chart. And also too, the sun is connected with our drive and motivation. So the thing about this is you may be strongly driven and motivated, in doing Jupiterian things, whether it could be publishing, advertising, things with higher education, college studies, importing and exporting, doing matters with religion, philosophy, um, foreign travel, just expanding horizons in general. And having this aspect can be lucky and fortuitous for, getting, what you want in your life and attaining, the basic wants, which is associated with the sun in astrology. Now, if you have your sun, say, in Libra, those things, the things that you want in life can just simply be connected with relationships, collaborating with others on projects and endeavors, bouncing ideas off others, things of an artistic nature, just having, refinement, peace, balance, equilibrium. As some examples, if you have your sun in Scorpio, there may be issues or just things that just generally having control in one's life, power in one's life, transformation, intimate connections, matters with support, shared resources, things of that nature. So this can be, and keep in mind, even though, the sun conjunct Jupiter, can be a fortuitous aspect, that conjunctions, in astrology are neutral. They can have good and bad qualities connected with them. I mean, you can have, as I was stating before, the person that has this aspect can be more, can be very, optimistic, jovial, and jocular, but at the same time, it can increase, tendencies to be reckless, to be maybe self-righteous or being, overly, blunt, in matters, not taking precautions, in situations. So, X matters with excess, extravagance. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.